Hi, I'm the Weird Christian, and I'm going to be talking about Gnosticism and how it's related to, in the themes of it are in the Matrix. So, the Matrix Gnostic themes. Because many people aren't really aware of what Gnostics and Gnosticism is about, I recommend going to the Internet Encyclopedia of Philosophy. And it really provides a very nice synopsis right at the beginning. It talks more about it, but right at the beginning, a condensed synopsis of the characters in there and a little bit of history, but not too much. It's not overwhelming. If you go to Wikipedia, you have to go to the concept area before it gets there, and if you or you can start reading Gnostic literature, but that's the hard way of doing it. It's a lot easier to use the condensed, kind of the Reader Digest versions of it to get an idea, and then you can read the Gnostics, and then you can kind of have an understanding of what's going on when you read that stuff. So I recommend reading the Internet Encyclopedia of Philosophy. It's really good. And here it is, talks about it, Gnosticism, after gnosis, the Greek word for knowledge or insight, is the name given to a loosely organized religious philosophical movement that flourished in the 1st and 2nd century after Christ. And so it's a philosophy that is not really, it flourished then, but it's here now, and it's actually flourishing now. But Gnosticism changes its name, even though it uses the same principles. So it's very much here and alive. In Calvinism is basically a Zoroastric Gnostic religion, and the Westminster Confession and Westminster parliamentary system is basically a Zoroastrian Gnostic system of courts and governments, which is it's an anti thesis of the Magna Carta and the Henry Charter, and apparently a bill in 1688 too. I haven't read that one yet, but the Westminster parliamentary system is a Gnostic document. A Gnostic system. So it's very much alive now in this world right now. So it's not something that's just gone. But and it's very much the theme of the Matrix movies. So I just thought I'd mention that. So, and they say that they don't know when it first, influences, whether they go back, way back before even the written word, as far as I have my study. But I'm not going to go into that. So I'm just going to be talking about the Matrix themes, Gnostic themes in it. So I'm going to let you, I'm not going to read this right now, but this is the synopsis area of in the internet encyclopedia, and it's good. You should read it. It's quite a concise piece of literature there. I don't agree with everything written in it, but it's precise and concise. Okay. Now, in Gnosticism, the ultimate monad is, which is the monad, is an infinite ultimate. So basically, you have two different things, maybe a dog and a cat, and you merge them in to get a cag or something. Anyway, you merge them together, you get a new creature. And basically, that's the idea of a dialectic. You merge things that are not the same together, and you get a new thing. Well, the monad is kind of like the ultimate merging for infinity of everything till you get this ultimate merging. The infinite ultimate, I call it. The monad is basically kind of an infinite, it's a progression of a pyramid of progression of everything until finally get to the infinite ultimate. And here's a fusion of things getting merged together. They're not merged, but you can still see the different identities. But in the monad, the identities are disappear completely. But all things come out of the monad, and in the monad lives in a pleroma, and it's a beautiful place, an idealized place. And I just took this picture because it's pretty, of nature, and so it gives you the idea of the pleroma. It's beautiful, and it's ultimate. It's beyond beauty. So, but it just gives you the idea of what the pleroma is about. And the pleroma created out of the monad came Sophia, who is the wisdom, and she wants to make a copy of the pleroma, and so she creates the demiurge, who has other names, but basically he's a demiurge. And here is a picture of Sophia and the demiurge. And the demiurge likes to create things and make order of things, and so he makes a created world. But what happens is that he sees all these, there's a bunch of spirits that come out of the monad, and they are immortal spirits, but they're just kind of whizzing by and they're kind of chaotic. So the demiurge decides he's going to he makes some order of these chaotic immortal spirits, and so he puts these immortal spirits into material flesh, and that's what we are. We're the material flesh. We're together of this spirits that are kind of sweated out of the monad, and that are kind of chaotic, and he puts them in, try to get them to have order. This is what the demiurge tries to do, and he does. And so we are all trapped in the dirty world, because this is what it really looks like in reality compared to the pleroma, the world that we live in. And here is the demiurge. He's making it all, but this is what it really looks like compared to the pleroma. And so it's really ugly, and we're just kind of trapped spirits in this ugliness. Okay? So there's some more of the fusing of everybody together. So what happens is that the demiurge, he makes this world, but then he realizes it's got some problems, so he tries to make it better. So he's got several worlds. So he kind of makes a multi-universe. He's got all these different worlds that he's trying to improve upon. He just keeps trying to improve, and because Sophia says, "You're not doing it right," and he says, "Oh, I messed up again," so he tries to fix it up, and that's what's going on there. It's kind of like a husband-wife relationship. Anyway, so you get all these. Here's a Marvel universe. They have Earth 616 and Earth 610, and they have all these different Earths, and that's the multi-universe idea that comes out of the demiurge trying to recreate a world that's right, that's perfect. And so you get that. And you get the reincarnation idea too, multi-universe and reincarnation from this idea of the demiurge, which he tries to create a better world. The Sophia, god of wisdom, endeavors to enlighten the lesser immortals trapped in the universe life on achieving unification back to the god of fate, the monad. Within the monad, they become one. When you get united with the monad, it's like nirvana. You lose your identity and consciousness, yet in this loss, you find peace and experience the infinite ultimate. So that's the whole thing. Here's a picture. Here's a person. They want to get out of here so they can, out of this dirt and everything, to experience the infinite ultimate. And that's basically what what Gnosticism is about in a nutshell. So Neil, he comes out and he's going to see Sophia. So the Oracle is basically Sophia in the movies. She's the one that's trying to teach all the immortal spirits how to look beyond this dirt and this filth, this world that Mr. Smith always talks about, and go to the infinite ultimate. And so, and the little child here teaches Neil the secret of that. It's not, it's not, the spoon isn't real. You just have to bend your perspectives in your mind, and you go beyond the spoon, and so then the spoon bends. So the little child teaches Neil, who's in this reflection here, and Sophia is trying to teach Neil some more. The Oracle. So, and the Oracle is focusing a lot of attention onto the ultimate archetype, the one, the eternal soul living in the created order of the demiurge. This is the archetype is the character Neil, who is called the One because he is going to unite everybody into the One. This title is used because his mission is to provide a way for all immortal spirits to achieve unification with the monad. And here he is being born. So he goes from one created universe of by the demiurge, or the mainframe computer, into another created universe of the mainframe computer, where this is where all the spirits are trapped, and their spiritual energy is used to drive the illusion of the other universe that is created. So here you have a dualistic multi-universe, but when we actually go see the mainframe or this archetype in the room, he sees that there's multiple universes and multiple deals that we're living. And there's always a statement about, I've met you before, or like the Frenchman, he says, I've seen you, Niels, and I've gone through them before, and I'll go through them again, and you're nothing new. But then, Neil shows that he is something new. He is the One. So here's more of the battery, and they have stacks of immortal spirits being confined in the dirtiness of this world. And in the other created universe, one of the creatures in the other created universe learns the secret of creating one, merging identities, which is what the monad does. He merges everything into the one, except instead of bringing peace, this Mr. Smith, he brings chaos and disorder and violence. So, and he is making many, he's making all sorts of souls lose their identity into him. And then Neil, who is the one that's going to bring the peace, he fights all these, this fake pseudo Neil who wants to be a monad. So but even though that he has conflict with the Mr. Smith, he has a final battle with Mr. Smith where Mr. Smith blinds his eyes, and therefore Neil isn't distracted by the creation of the demiurge in any way, and he can see beyond the demiurge, and he sees the real nature of Neo. And Neo is basically a kind of a Satan figure. This is why he's burning like this. He's kind of like Satan, and he's the anti-Neo, and he's the one that's trying to lead everybody away from finding the monad to he wants to be the monad himself. He wants to merge everybody into his identity. And so Neo sees beyond that, and he can see Mr. Smith. Even though he's blind. It's actually because he's blind, because now the creation of the demiurge isn't blinding him. He can focus on what's real, which is not what everything is an illusion. That's very much a Hindu idea. The world is an illusion. And so this is the idea, which is a Gnostic idea. The world is Gnosticism, it's the dirt, and it's not what really is important. So Neo goes on the mission to, in a sense, destroy the Matrix. And so the mainframe is really worried about that. He knows that if he takes all the power that the mainframe is getting from the souls, from the spirits that he has in these battery things, then the Matrix will disappear, and the mainframe will lose his power, which means the demiurge will lose his power. So he goes to battle the the mainframe, and this is the battle where he's using his power to destroy all the monsters that come after him, mechanical, I forget what they call them. Anyway, and in order to get to win the battle, he has to go out of the dirt and out of the crap, and they go up into the sky, and this is kind of a picture of the pleroma. They're getting out of the dirt and the crap of this world, and then and they get to see the beauty of it. And so that's the idea. And then they have to go back down there and to finish his mission. And in his mission, the mainframe is really worried, but after they have their battle and they see each other as opponents, but then they find that they're not opponents. He's trying to bring peace. He's trying to bring knowledge even to the demiurge. And so the demiurge submits to Neo's mission. And so, but in doing so, he also kills Neo. But he doesn't really kill Neo. What is happening to Neo is is basically going out of this world that demiurge has made, and he's actually going to meet the monad out of the creation. So that's the story. That's basically the theme of it. The people, even after he does his mission, they're still in basically Plato's cave, where they're still in the dirt and they're still kind of trapped. But they have a vision that they aren't in a war anymore, and they can maybe have some peace, and maybe they can move out of this cave and do something. But what happens is Trinity is with Neo, and she's going to go back, and she's kind of like the spirit going back to the people to tell them how to overcome the demiurge's created world, and basically the solution is to do a dialectic on it, merge the worlds and just basically merge them into the monad. Basically, that's what's going to happen. I'm not sure how they're going to do it in Matrix Resurrections. I don't know if they're going to continue with the theme of Gnosticism. I don't know. Depends what the writers are. If it's the same kind of writers or not, I don't know. But this is what the writers for the first series were doing. They were introducing Gnosticism in a theatrical thing where we can kind of relate to them, very science fiction kind of thing. And it's it's interesting. I find it quite interesting, and you can see all the different little themes when you rewatch it, where they're putting all the different clues about the Gnosticism into the movie and how it works. So I hope you got something out of it. Maybe, if you have any comments, if you think that I'm kind of on topic or maybe not, I wouldn't mind hearing it, having a conversation. I like conversations. So if you do have any, put some in the comments. And I hope you enjoyed the talk on the Matrix Gnostic themes. So I'm a Christian. Gnosticism is not Christianity, though some people think it is. And there's many Gnostic denominations that say they're Christians. And so, and they don't think they are. They would be really upset if I told them that they were Gnostics. But I hope you enjoyed this presentation and that you got something out of it. And have a great day. Amen.